My name is Brittany, and I crave approval. In my life, I have seen a common theme of craving approval from others. I desperately wanted people to think I was successful, so I would feel significant and respected. I would try to immerse myself in sports and spend lots of time trying to study so that I would feel valued by winning the approval of others when I excelled. More recently, when I decided to to work with Power to Change instead of pursuing a career in agriculture, I saw how I craved the approval of others, and I felt like a failure at times when I wasn't successful in what the world thought because people didn't understand my decision and thought I was throwing away my degree. Because the world's view of success was making money and having a good job title. So when I passed that up, I felt the craving for approval more strongly. When I couldn't attain people's approval, I would feel like a disappointment and that I wasn't good enough. But even if I did attain people's approval, it was so fragile because the next person could come along and shatter that feeling of worth. I looked for approval from others as a measure of how successful I was. But this measure of success, based on what I perceived others thought of me, is a flawed system. It's a system that is not accurate and can disappoint. However, I found a better place to turn for approval that is constant, and that is in a relationship with God. The connection between God and my craving is that because of Jesus, I have a right standing with God. And God doesn't want me to turn to all of these other things to find satisfaction because He knows, and I know, that I will come up empty and it's only temporal. The world tells me that I should seek pleasure and wealth, but those things are actually garbage compared to knowing Jesus. I don't need to seek approval from others to determine if I am successful or not. And when I'm tempted to meet that craving for approval from others, instead I can turn to God, who gives me a new identity. Because I know that God's love and concern for me is unchanging, I don't have to strive for constant approval. Having a relationship with Jesus isn't trying to earn His favor by doing good things and thus continuing the cycle of earning approval. God's approval of me isn't something I can earn. Rather, having a relationship with God means that He's given me a new identity and purpose so that I don't have to turn other places for it that won't satisfy. I still struggle with wanting approval from others, but when I do, I can turn to God knowing that my position in Him is constant and unwavering, and because of what Jesus did on the cross, it removes that constant up and down experience that I had before. Because of Jesus, my craving for approval is wholly met. My identity is no longer based on what others think of me, but in what God promises me. My name is Brittany, and I crave approval, and I find it in Jesus.